So I got my new black faceplate Proto throttle in today. Thanks to all the guys at Iowa Skilled Engineering for going ahead, signing the case and the box for me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Adds a lot of value to the purchase for me, and just kind of something neat for a personal touch that not a lot of places do. So I'm breaking it in here with my custom GP20 made with the Lines West 3D printed cab, assembled, painted, and detailed by Sean McGrath of McGrath Models. If you want to see more of his work, I've also got an SD10, basically the same thing, built by Sean McGrath with Lines West cab and details. So since I'm kind of limited in space here, we're going to shove some of these cars next to the Pepsi plant so I can make room to go grab a couple of box cars. Actually, I'll put this over here for the moment. I just picked up this grain bin from Iowa Scaled. We'll put this over here. This could be used for hop storage or whatever needs arise. I haven't really begun using the magnets too much yet. They're kind of a pain with the Proto throttle. This guy over here as a storage bin for the hops or whatever. It's actually a perfect size. Actually, I'm going to set it right here because that'll be a good marker for the magnet so you can see when you're operating. Throw the switch here. Now we got to move a little further back to go get these box cars over here. So we're going to bring them back now. We have the box car that's on the opposite side of the Pepsi plant there, and since we can't have any exhaust underneath the Pepsi plant, we got to have a couple extra cars in front of us to be able to pull that car out. Then we'll drop that box car over here. We'll land one of these in a covered hopper. So the different toggles and switches you see me using on here, we've got the horn, you got your speed control, your reverser or direction switch, and then you've got your brake here, headlights, front and rear. So I've brought it down to idle. It's out of any of the speed notches. And we're just going to coast until we hit that box car that we're looking for. And we've got it. Unfortunately, we're also right over the magnet with this caboose. So we're going to push it just a little over till we're past the magnet. Just so we don't accidentally uncouple our train there. Now we're free to back out. We've got all 3 cars we're looking for. Change direction, throttle up. Now we're just looking to push this guy forward a little bit, get him out of our way to drop one of these guys. So we're going to set the coupler here. Or try to at least. Bring it down to idle, let him coast. And when we've got him on the straight there with enough room for the engine to couple up to him, I'm going to go ahead and stop. And see if we're still attached or if that set tip. Nope. Alright. We're going to release the brake. Continue on out. Coast, clear the switch, apply the brake, change direction, release the brake, notch up to 2, and off we go. This is going to get broken in pretty quick around here. So now what we're going to look to do is split these using the Proto throttle on top of the magnet. Right over it, but they're not separating. So those McHenrys are no good. So what we'll do, we'll set it for a push. We're looking to drop this boxcar off directly inside the Pepsi plant. And of course our caboose is right over the magnet. So just a little bit of 050, we'll get it out of there. I don't know if that magnet's going to stick around or not. So now we need to grab our covered hoppers. So we're going to set this one off in front of the plant. We'll pull out the other 3, and then we're going to pull this one back in front of the grain bin for unloading. which in my case is being used for hops. So again, we're going to set the couplers here. I think while I'm at it, I might just remove this magnet right here and now. Just like that. So, let's push them in. Change direction, release the brake, accelerate up to notch 2, get it going a little bit, bring it back down to idle, let it coast. Clear the switch, throw it. Bring it back. We have 3 hoppers to pick up. We're going to pull this one back over here for the unloading. All right. Out to the main. Or not. Ah, another magnet. So this is where the testing comes in for any model railroad. Just trying to figure out where things work, where they're convenient. And I'm thinking they're not working over here. Alright, there. Well, I'm glad the magnet worked there. So we're going to go snag these other 2 cars that we accidentally unloaded there. If you ever need to stop in a hurry, just move your brake lever all the way over to the right. That's your emergency brake, and it works. So with any luck, we didn't grab the cement hoppers, and we can bring this train out. We'll snag our boxcar, bring it back over on the siding here on this passing track. We'll go around over on the main, pick up our freight train, and go home. I don't get too much into using a drive hold yet. I'm sure that'll come along with time. Almost forgot, we gotta set our covered hopper over here so we can unload it. It will be following the switch, so that's something that we'll have to go into the operations. We can uncouple it now. Release our brake. Get our bell going since we're approaching the main line. Then we cleared our switch. We'll go forward till we hit our boxcar, snag that, bring it back to clear the main. Alright, now we're going to wait here a moment. I'm going to throw the switches and just give it a minute as if you're waiting for a mainline train to come through or a passenger train to make it stop so we don't interfere with the services. Okay, we're not on the ground yet, thankfully. So our makeshift freight train has passed through the station, so we're going to approach the main. Of course, with permission. Now that we're on the main, we can shut the bell off. Now with a nice light engine, we'll zip around the station. Now what's really nice is this is only half my layout. I've got more modules to build up, and that's going to be a little bit of time, but with the switching I have here, I can sit here with my Proto throttle and stay busy all day. You should be power routing the switches, so I think I just found a defective switch. I've got a gap, electrical gaps here and here for doing signaling later. And I've got power going in right here. So I should have been good. Okay. Give this the brake. Off we go. Now I'll use that drive hold to help get us going a little bit. Notch off as we gain some speed. Now that we're safely on the main, we can release the bell and coast towards the end of the main. And that would be the end of that operating session. Those are the only 3 industries that would be served by that train, less the cement cars, which obviously were not served on this specific run. And later on, I've got more industries on the back, including an intermodal facility that you don't see, that's out of view. Obviously the passenger station, and then we'll have the salt facility down there, which is that big building on the corner with the track going into it, which represents Jones Island or the Port of Milwaukee, and the terminal there that bags the salt from Morton. So I'll have the salt loader that you see down there, the American Materials, both those buildings from Nards will be on the other half of the layout getting filled. The cars will be brought over here in the covered hoppers, and then there'll be material will be bagged and then sent out in boxcars. So with that, that's it. That's what I have so far. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think.